I'm going to start with that question. I'm going to be the question guy for this one. Because this is a question that's bothered me throughout, like, some of my life. But, like, do you have any animosity for when we got drunk and we wrestled and both fell into a fire and you got, what, 18% of your body in third-degree burns? I forget if am I exaggerating the number.
I think it was 15.
But I mean, I got a nasty scar, but I didn't go to the hospital. That thing was fucking gross, dude. I didn't go to the hospital, but I understand, like, you were fucked up. And, it was us being drunk. We were probably had a fifth of Old Crow or two, but do you hold any animosity to me from that day? Be honest. Don't punch me. You're way tougher.
That was one of the most formative experiences of my life. Of, like, when you live a life and you grow up, there's, maybe a dozen things that you could, like, pinpoint, like.
Your shoulder looked like that. I mean, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, maybe in post I could put in some photos of me being all burned up.
Yeah, but, if you have them, dude, do it. I feel.
So hold on, I'm still answering your question. Shut the fuck up. There's certain things I remember from that night that I don't know if leading into that shit felt more real than real. And this was even before, so, like, now my memories of the situation are heavily skewed. Both of our memories are heavily skewed.
I only remember showing up at your parents' house and your mom was like, "Where's Randall?" And I said, "He's coming and he's right behind me."
But, like, a lot of what we remember is secondhand because we were so loaded. So we've retold a story that other people told us what we did over and over and over again. So now we don't even really know. Like, it's almost like a cross section between, like, fact and folklore. Or
when you pass the story on 100 times, and it changes every time.
So it would be interesting to, like, track down, because there was like 20 people there that night, if not more, track down other people to find out what happened. But from my own point of view, like, I remember, like, even, like, walking into the woods that night and, like, already having a buzz on and things just being, like, cinematic, like like a blockbuster film, like the clearest, and it just, like, the fires crackling just right.
Always amazing, dude.
Or like, but there was, like, getting some wood or chopping wood, I had gotten a cut on my hand, and I remember, like, days later or whatever, being in the hospital and looking like I'm like covered in all kind of fucked up
shit.
But, like, that one spot on my hand, that's like, that was that fucking log. And then, like, the having Joe Dunn knock me out.
You asked him to, didn't you?
Right, yeah.
We used to do that all the time.
It was his shtick. He would beg people to punch him in the face, and then somebody would, and he'd shake it off like it was nothing because he was Joe Dunn. But so I was sick of him being the center of attention for doing it, so I was imitating him to him. and after a while, I was annoying enough, and he knocked me out. and like, yeah, my lips still mangled. That scar never went away. Ripped the lip in two. But then. Now, I've heard different versions of that we rolled in, but I've also heard that you pushed me in.
See,
I've heard that version before.
I'm not a horrible piece of shit, but
we were blacked out drunk.
Drunk, so I'm not saying, like, anything could have happened. Like,
but so
I remember the moment. That's all I remember. Like, that moment is very clear to me. If you want to, do you remember?
No, none of that. The first thing, like, Joe knocking me out was the last thing I remember, and then the first thing I remember was looking at my hands and saying, "Why do my hands hurt?" and the people around me are like laughing like I'm an idiot or whatever. And I'm like, no, why do my hands hurt? And they're like, dude, you don't remember what happened? I'm like, no. And but everybody's like jaws are just hanging. And like I followed this kid Jesse out of the woods back to his place. Now there was a couple of times I was having trouble keeping up with him. I'm like, fuck, you know, you either push on and keep following this kid, or you lay down and die right here. And I was like, okay, then we'll keep going. And I make it back to his place, and I had on skin tight black jeans and shoes, and that was it. And I remember like taking off the jeans and getting in the shower. I peeled off a piece of flesh that looked like a sheet of paper off of my knee, and like all this shit, and then passed out on his basement floor. I remember in the morning his mom stepping over me like I was a dead dog. Like she didn't acknowledge me as like, oh, this is like a severely injured person in need of medical attention. It was like, what the fuck is this dead thing on my floor? Like, so yeah, she didn't help, but called my mom. You slept in my bed.
I remember, dude. That's that's what I want to get back to. I remember, the only thing I remember, and like I said, I don't know if I pushed you in, I don't know if we were wrestling and felling, I really don't fucking know, and that's why I feel like a piece of shit, kind of. But I do remember you were below me, and I was on top of you, and I was so drunk, and I was just struggling to get the fuck off, you know what I mean? Because I knew that we were both fucked up, you know what I mean? And all I know is I got like a kidney scar mark on my fucking back, but you got it bad, and I'm really sorry, dude. After all these years, I still feel bad. I know we were young and dumb and blacked out on Old Crow, but still.
But see
oh wait, sorry. But I remember walking into your house, and I believe your mom was still awake and watching TV, and she said, "Where's Randall?" And I said, "I remember this." I said, "He's right behind me. He'll be here in a little bit." And I went up in your fucking bed and passed the fuck out. And I remember the next day you woke me up. I think it was you or your mom, and you're like, "We gotta go. We gotta take Randall to the hospital."
Yeah, I guess her.
And that's when I had a system shock and was like, "What's going on?" Did I go to the hospital? I can't remember.
Yeah, she dropped us both off, I think, when like at the ER, and they cleaned me up and.
So I went to the hospital. I'm glad I did that. You know,
I think so.
I'm not a total piece of shit. I used to be.
The point though, getting back to your question, do I hold any hard feelings about that? And like, I don't think at any point that I ever really did, but thinking about it more now, like
I brought it back up.
There's some things in play of like causality. Like, can we assign blame? Like, I drank half a fifth of whiskey.
That's why, like,
you know,
that's where I'm at the where I keep saying, like, I don't remember what happened. We both, like, we drank belligerently when we were young, like belligerently, and I mean, I don't remember 90% of my times up at Table Rock or down at the Glassport River. You know what I mean? We were ridiculous. We were fucking, I don't know.
So, in like, I don't even think it would be a matter of free will either. Like, you know, we were in that situation. We participated in living, and for me, you know, life has been about exploring what the boundaries are.
Yes.
And
same.
That was like, okay, dude, you found one.
Yeah.
Like, this is a boundary. You should probably.
Well, I mean, I know you don't drink anymore, but like, I don't have a bottle of liquor in my house ever. There's a reason for that. I'll go out to the bar and I'll have a shot or two, but I don't like liquor in my house. It's not good. You know what I mean? Not for me, and I've had fucking people die from liver disease already at 41, you know? Yeah, alcohol, it's fun, but it's bad. Look at me, 2 DUIs, man.
So, shifting gears, I think I only have one more fun question here.
All right, let's bring his mood up.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure a prophecy of our existence?
Now, side note, Idiocracy is more of a prophecy of our existence, but Bill and Ted, oh, you're talking to you and me.
Yeah.
Oh.
They like, okay, that movie came out before we even knew each other.
Yes, definitely.
But what's the plot of the movie?
We're just two bros that get shit. Chunk remembers that, by the way.
Let's see if the camera holds up to do the final chapter here.
Mm-hmm.
So, where we were at, you failing so Rufus comes and tells Bill and Ted that they're gonna save the world. They have to write a song.
Yeah, well,
that's gonna save all the
that's
universes.
part 3.
No, that's the first one.
And part 3 too.
And the second one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. 3, 2, and part 3 too. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, so that was the plot I was talking about. Was that a prophecy of our lives?
I mean, I never thought about it until about 2 weeks ago when we started talking, and I still don't think anything that we can do or anyone else can do can save the world, because the world's so fucking split and divided, and one religion thinks that this other religion's wrong, and it's so split that one music or one medium can never unite the whole world. You know about the Let's Go Brandon thing? The NASCAR thing where the dude won and they were all yelling, "Fuck Joe Biden," and the reporter literally says, "They're chanting, 'Let's go Brandon,'" and he goes, "What?" And like, the world is so divided, there's no one medium that could ever unite anything. But you changing it up from music to another medium, which will not be talked about yet, is a genius idea, and I think it is. I just think it's genius. You literally, I wanted to do one thing. You said, "What about this?" And I went, "Let's do this." And I have a whole page full of notes after this ends that we're going to go upstairs and discuss. Because I'm still going to probably start another band with some people just to do it, just for something, you know what I mean? And I don't plan on getting serious with it, but that was the last joke too. But I think what you got going is going to be me being the most creative I have been in a long time. I haven't been creative. It's been letting me down. Not like I've been a miserable person, but I don't have an outlet, a reason to make art. Reason to get them juices going. But it's coming. It's going to be good. It's going to be real good.
That spiel there, you're freaking me out again, because the very first words out of your mouth, like if you play back and figure out where you started talking there, the very first words out of your mouth was like the wisest, like the deepest wisdom in the world. And
oh, like yeah, it's no medium is ever going to unite anything. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you said like
there could be a meteor coming down the fucking earth, and people are still going to be fighting and shooting each other in fucking cities.
Hold on. We can't change things. We can't unite. We can't.
We can hope for that. We can hope for it.
No.
It's not.
See, your whole explanation afterwards was where you go wrong.
Cut.
But like, yeah, the wisdom there, the we can't is like, you kind of got to just like let go and let things happen. Like anytime you try to, even if you're trying to make things better, that trying is what fucks everything up.
Well, it depends on the situation itself. Like if you're talking about world peace, like you can try to be a good person by karma and all that, but like.
No, I'm not suggesting having no morals. I'm just saying.
Like I don't litter. Like I smoke cigarettes, and not a cigarette butt goes out a car window. You know what I mean? Like there's trying to be a good person, but like I don't know. Like you can't. Okay, so like people. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's a difference between trying to be a good person or doing what is right. Like whenever you're selecting your behavior, like you're choosing the, what's the best option, and it's not like illogical, right? You have like reasons to do the shit you do, like not littering is because like I don't like looking at litter.
No, for me, it was when me and Gene got pulled over by the cops in South Park, and they made us pick up the litter, and they said, we're not stopping traffic. After that day, I quit littering. We were throwing trash out the windows. South Park police fucking busted. They were like, you guys don't want to fine, and they were like, it's going to be $350 fucking fine. And we're like, fuck. And it was me and Gene running out in the fucking road, grabbing trash, wall corners, like, you know what I mean, dude? It was horrible, but...
Playing Frogger.
But, I ain't fucking joking, glad those were cool cops. I've dealt with dick cops. Those in my record are cool cops. I didn't go to jail that day. You know, I didn't get a fine. I forget where we were at.
Oh, well, I was asking if you thought Bill and Ted was a prophecy of our coming. Or is that like art imitates life, life imitates art?
Yes, definitely more like life imitates art. Like, and I mean, look at like everything we've done here. We've imitated everything that was influenced upon us. Therefore, life imitates art. That was art, music-wise, that we loved. We made it our own style. Boom. So yeah, life definitely. What was that saying you said? Life.
Yeah, or you say it both ways.
Emphasizes art.
Or life imitates art.
Life imitates art.
Or art imitates life. You could say it both ways because
art is taken from real life, obviously. So, and I think honestly, the best art and the best musicians are like not best musicians, but the shit that hits home is the people that have had the hardest and worst experiences. You know what I mean? Like, that's why as a teenager I liked Choking Victim, because they were fucking squatters and shit like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. Shit gets different when you get older. You listen to different shit. You get into different shit. You learn to appreciate different things from different... When I was young, I was totally like, Republicans are pieces of shit. I'm not political at all. Now I'm like, I'm not registered. I don't vote. But if I did, I would lean more towards that side because I've been working for fucking most of my life. You know what I mean? Like, life changes you. Life is what makes art. Like, the experiences that you go through for your life is what is you put out there. And that makes other things. That's why there's a third wave of ska, and apparently we might be in the fourth wave. Shh. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, everything... what was that word again? I forget.
Life imitates art.
Everything imitates everything. And then you learn from your experiences, and you learn to not imitate from the bad shit. You know what I mean? Like, look at all of us. Look at, like, not getting into details. I'm sorry to cut you off, but not getting into details. We've both been around some fucked up shit, and we are not them people that we've been around that fucked up shit, and we're ingrained that. Both my kids hate us smoking cigarettes. Guess what? They ain't gonna smoke cigarettes ever. Like, seriously, they don't want us, they yell at us to quit, so they're not going to do that. You learn and you gain things and you lose things, but everything is from learning what's around you. And that's where all art comes from, regardless. All art comes from what is around you and what's inside you and outside. I've been working on, like, I've been getting back into writing music, and I'm not trying to make a big spiel about this, but I had something written on a piece of paper and Tiff questioned it, and I said, I'm glad I'm ugly. It said, I'm glad I'm ugly on the outside. And that's kind of how I feel about life, you know what I mean? I could be this fucking stupid idiot and still be a good fucking person, but I'm glad. I don't have to say I'm good on things. I can say I'm glad I'm ugly on the outside. I think that's kind of a hitting thing, you know? Maybe it'll be our top hit #1 Billboard. Not me and you, but we're going to get rich, and then you could be like, this dude, it'll be like Tenacious D with a different dude, but don't worry. We got contracts, I got legal lawyers, I really don't know shit. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
yet again, like, well, that section there, were kind of like blowing my mind with the depths of the wisdom you have, like that. If anything, like, I'm not sure if I ever gave you a hard time saying like, oh, you really should vote. It matters. Blah blah blah.
No, people give me shit about shit all the time. And I have a very firm opinion about everything I do in my life. All politicians are fucking crooked. I'm not going to vote for... The first time I registered to vote when George Bush was president after the whole fucking war. And I was like, oh, he's a fucking asshole. And I never voted again. And I got fucking jury duty because of that shit. You remember that? I went to jury duty dressed like and they selected me. I wore an Eagle shirt, had a mustache. That judge laughed at me. I said, thank you for your service. I was a total dick. And I got paid $13, I think. I'm sorry if I sidetracked you. I'm a goofball. I love you, buddy.
Yeah, but that may be a one-upper on me. That like you've been practicing that wisdom longer.
I'm just happy. Hey, I'm not going to go in on camera the trifles or the struggles of my past. I'm not going to do that on camera. But everything I've been through. We talk personally. And that's why I tell people all the time when they're going through shit, I say, if I was born in today's age, I would have been fucking aborted. I would have been. The situation that I was raised or conceived, I would have been aborted. That wasn't cool back then. So I am thankful every day that I'm just alive, and I want to make people laugh. I want to have a good time. And I want to spread that. And you obviously know a lot of our friends that they come over and they have a good time. You come over, you have a good time hanging out with me. I just want to live life and spread joy. I'm not no fucking Messiah. No one is. There is no fucking Messiah. Be your own Messiah. Be a